And we are live. Let's get it going, guys. How's everybody doing? Waffleboard breaks. Pure insanity. 2 boxes left before the reload. 1 in 23 odds tonight for any single hit. 22 boxes on Thursday. The lowest I can comfortably go, even lower actually than I am comfortable going. But as a gift back to you guys, same spot prices as today, no matter what hits. We hit a monster today. We hit a monster Thursday. That's the way it is. 17 New Jerseys going in for Sunday. They are live on eBay. We have 16 new boxes. So we'll go from 21 on after Thursday back up to 37. And of course, we'll be down to 35 after Sunday. So just like that, right back into the mid-30s. And then we started up again. So good luck, everybody, with your chases. We've had a decent run of some old boxes, not old boxes, but as of right now, there's only one box on that table that I'm 100% what is inside. Then we have two boxes from the 2 runs after that. So 1 box from February, 2 boxes from April. 2 boxes, 1 box from March, 2 from May. And then the first 2 boxes, the two more boxes from the beginning June reload. Then the next 5 are from the end of June reload. And that leaves us with 13 boxes from the last July reload. So 13 of 23 are from the most recent reload. You guys know who you're gunning for. It's pretty good spread out tonight, obviously, with only 23 boxes. And the claims were fast and furious. Dale C's looking for closer mojo, grabbed the last 3. Jason R is not here today, so he didn't grab the Leafs. Dale C has the last 3 spots. Closer mojo has been pretty steady, not automatic, but it's been pretty steady. So we'll see if it carries over tonight. Let me see. We got a decent crowd tonight. Like I said, 12 different owners. Nobody's got more than 3. I know when it comes fast and furious, you guys have your targets. You make sure you get your key spots, and then you try to trickle over, and usually they're gone before that. So we have 2 owners with 3 spots. We have 7 owners have 2 spots, and then 3 1-spotters. So there we go. That's all 23, 14 among the 2 spot owners, 6 from the 3 spot owners, and 3 single spot. So good luck to everybody. You went rogue. You got 2 spots tonight, so you're definitely stepping outside your comfort zone. Thomas M has 2 spots. We'll see. Obviously, like I said, I always love seeing when people grab spots they're not used to grabbing. Sometimes that's when they hit. So like I said, I know that's how it used to be when I was gunning for spots over at cover 2 or elsewhere. Not so much over at Big Al's, though. I hit at Big Al's last night, so the fruits of that finally hitting over at the East Coast will show up in the next reload, not this current reload. So, I said I worked on that. So not my hit that hit over there, but something else will show up in the boxes next reload. So I'm already working on the next reload. I got 4 or 5 jerseys in the works. I think I only have 1 possible entry. No, that's not true. I do have, I think 2 definites I can get in, and one possible, and then I have, I think, 2 or 3 on the way to me. So 2 new spots. Yeah, like I said, it's always good to spread out. Sometimes that's when it hits. Like I said, it's I've been in enough of these breaks with or against you guys, and I know how it feels. Sometimes you take a stab out of the blue and boom, that's when it hits. Like there's no rhyme or reason. The randomizer sometimes shines on you. So but like I said, 23 spots. I mean, you're not going to find better odds. I mean, I know with Ray, we rarely have ever got down that low. I mean, it's just, cost-wise, that's about where you get to, and then it starts to get hairy. I know we got some nice spots in there still, so they're kind of working overtime for us. But like I said, I mean, I don't mind if they hit because we have some good stuff coming. We'll see. I'm going to look forward to seeing the targets for Sunday. Like I said, I got some good fun stuff in there. I'm sure you guys have checked out the Facebook page, and then their spots are all live now on eBay. So the boxing up video probably will happen. I might have some time Friday. Now Friday I'm working. Well, I'll see. Maybe Friday, probably Saturday with the boxing up. and I'll be getting the stuff into the mail that hit Sunday in these next couple boxes. So we'll see what comes out. I'm really looking forward to seeing who hits here. Like I said, 23. It's crazy. I didn't realize. Like I said, I was remiss in mentioning that Adam R actually was going for a turkey on Sunday. He hit the first box and he hit the box prior, but he didn't hit the second box. So the turkey streak is broken. He's definitely been hot. Some of you guys have been steadily warm. Like I said, a couple of you have cooled off a little bit, but he had been hot and then cooled off, and then he hit basically back-to-back boxes. So yeah, you definitely overdue. Like I said, it's good to mix it up. Sometimes you throw caution to the wind. And you say, let me grab something new. We'll see what hits, and sometimes that happens. Like I said, there's certain spots that we know people have been gunning for quite some time, and I'm always rooting for you guys, never rooting against you guys. But sometimes if you're not here and somebody else grabs the spot, I mean, I've seen that happen. But I always feel bad when somebody's personal spot that nobody claims any spots, but somebody's been gunning for spots and then somebody else hits it. But everybody here knows that's the way breaking goes. I mean, obviously, everybody here has hit before. There's no brand newbies in the room. Everybody's hit at least a couple times. Some of you have hit many more than that. So what's it going? What's up, Adam R? Like I said, you've definitely been feeling yourself. Adam R is smelling himself. He's been hitting. It's always nice when you be hitting. It's nice to ride the hot streaks. I'm always, those heaters are they're sometimes it takes a while to get to another one. It's always nice to ride them out. Like I said, you feel like you can't pick wrong. Sometimes you miss out on closing mojo, and that's the night you hit, and then you get closing mojo, and then that's the night you hit again. And it's just the heaters are just the randomizer sometimes keys in on one of you guys, and it tries to make you sparkle for whether it's 2 and 4 breaks or back to back, or whether it's 3 over a 2-week span. It's nice to feel warm and fuzzy when you start banging out the hits. Like I said, I feel bad for everybody that doesn't hit, but of course we only got 12 different people tonight, so pretty much it's a numerically you're looking at 1 in 10, 1 in 12 chance of any of you guys hitting. And like I said, nobody's got more than 3. Got 2 people with 3. I got 7 people with 2 and 3 people with 1. So it's pretty well distributed. Nobody's dominating. Nobody's covering the board, bingo style. There's nobody with 7 or 8 spots. And, it gets a little cost prohibitive when we get up there. And plus, you guys are pretty quick with grabbing the claims. And, I've been in the battle in the trenches with you guys. I know what it feels like to want 3 or 4 spots and you get 2 of them. And then, you got to prioritize. And there's lots of strategy which goes in. It's all about the strategy. So, we'll see what comes up. Try for 4. Like I said, I know it is. Like we said, some of our fastest people, you see them get, sniped quickly when there's back-to-back claims. Big Al's been in more than enough claims. He knows exactly what it feels like when you have your couple targets and then you go for your 3rd up or 4th target and boom, they're gone. So it happens. Like I said, we just know how it is. But the Campbell. I mean, like I said, you didn't have Campbell every break, but some people had it on different breaks. It just happened to be the night you hit it. So it's, sometimes the break guys are waiting for you to have it at the right moment and you knock that out. So there's only one box from March now and everything, but only two boxes prior to June, or 3 boxes. 3 boxes are prior to June, which is pretty crazy. Only 1 box before May. We have 2 May boxes, 1 March box, and then everything everything is from June to July, which is crazy. Like I said, I like to see it. I like to see, I hate when somebody is stuck chasing the box for which feels like a year. I mean, we've skipped boxes. Obviously 53 got skipped and we've been motoring through this run. This new reload will be up till 65, so we still got a way before we even skip 81 and 86. Obviously 81 probably will get skipped 2 reloads, but I got 16 boxes here built on the left or on the shelves, not labeled, nothing stuffed in there. The jerseys are here right in front of me in the bin. Like I said, it's gonna be fun to do a nice long 17 jersey boxing up video, and then of course I'll box them up, seal them up, shuffle them up, and then usually, I come down either later that day, next day, and then I have zero idea where anything is. And then I'll shuffle them up again, and then I'll number them up. So, like I said, there's 2 boxes. I would have a 50-50 shot at picking, and there's only 1 box that we know what is exactly inside there. So good luck, everybody, tonight. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. I was looking at the top 18 unsigned free agents a little while ago this afternoon, and there's the only one that's actually there's nobody that's actually in a box right now, but we did have a couple that got hit recently. There was a Max Pacioretty, I think, was on the list. He's technically unsigned. Who else I see? There was a couple others I saw that we had in our boxes. I know Georgiev, he was actually with San Jose last year. I know Philly was talking about possibly signing him, but he's going to be in the reload, and he actually is technically unsigned right now. But we'll see where he ends up. And, obviously he's a NHL caliber goalie looking to get back some of the magic he had when he won the cup with the Avalanche. So, but we'll see. There's usually home. Obviously as camps get into it and goalies get dinged up and maybe closer to camp, he'll end up getting signed. But he definitely has NHL pedigree. We'll see if he can reclaim some magic and get a team back to the playoffs, or at least with the backup. It's gonna be fun. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. Baseball is good. Jays won again tonight. They shook off yesterday's loss to the Pirates, the irate Pirates. And they came out and won again tonight, which got them back to 500 on the road, which I'm kind of hoping that that's what they got to maintain. That's no other team in the AL East is 500 on the road. So that could be the make or break moment. Obviously now they're 5.5 up on the Yankees and Red Sox. I think Yankees play later. I think the Sox are off. So at least they'll have at least 5 games or more up going in tomorrow. We're down to 35 games left, I believe. So it's getting there. I said we're not quite into September yet, but the games are ticking away. Obviously there's tons and tons of tough matchups. It's going to be hair raising. It's going to be tough September. We know, obviously, they have matchups against the Red Sox. They have matchups against the Yankees. I think they have, they have Milwaukee coming up soon, and they've been on fire, even though they dropped the last couple, 2 of the last 3 to Cincinnati. So whoever you're rooting for in baseball, we've now reached a stretch run. Obviously, the Mets are not able to catch the Phillies right now. There's only a couple real battles for first place that are within 2 or 3 games right now. And one's the AL West, I believe, and obviously San Diego and the Dodgers. So the 2 Western divisions are much closer than the Eastern stuff. Detroit is blowing out Cleveland in the AL Central, or whatever it's called, the AL North. God only knows. They change the names. Is their corporate name now? I don't know. I don't know if MLB is taking cash money from TD Bank or whatever they're doing. So, but I said baseball's always, obviously we're in August and September and this is heavy baseball season, but I'm always keeping an eye on the free agents we have left. Like I told you, the people signing over in the KHL, the familiar names, people that we've had in our boxes. So it's interesting to see whether it's somebody going home or a North American player, signing on for a season or 2, waiting to get a look, similar to what Tony DeAngelo did before he ended up back with the Islanders the last couple of seasons. And it'd be interesting to see if he can produce. Obviously, he's got a good young forward, the number 1 overall pick, Schaefer, with the Isles. I'm not sure how much he's going to play this year, but obviously Tony C is kind of holding down the fort, see if the Islanders can get back into the playoff potential. So let me see this. I got notifications. Stuff is slow. No, we're still running good. We're good. So let's roll. The Dodgers, like I said, the Dodgers spend the money. Obviously, they defer a lot of it, so they're going to be spending these contracts for another 20 years or whatever it is. But that's the way they beat the system, the way it's set up in Major League Baseball. So there's no cap. These owners can spend however they want, and they can structure their deals however they want. And that's what you do. Like I said, I dealt as a Jays fan, for 20 years with Yankees and Red Sox spending insane money. Obviously, no cap world, and Steinbrenner, and then the Red Sox. And like I said, they have several championships between the 2 of them, and it's good to see the Jays get back to where they're a potential division-winning team. Obviously, they spent some good money over the last couple of years to make some good trades. We'll see how they can make their run. But like I said, I don't watch the National League as closely because I'm paying attention. It's going to be a battle in the AL East. So, but we'll see. Like I said, hockey's getting close. Like I said, I've been watching replay games. I have stuff on my DVR I can tune on to just get my, whet my appetite for what's coming. I got the old classic games, cup clinching games from the Oilers in the mid '80s. They broadcast them, but whenever I see them, I record one. I got to watch the Islanders when the Oilers beat the Isles for their first cup. That was cool. I'm a big fan of the '88 Oilers team when they beat the Bruins. They swept them there. That was Gretzky's last cup with the Oil, and that was unbelievable. So it's whatever you need to do to bide your time in the summertime. You know how it is. So it's our favorite sport. We're junkies. Whatever we can do to get ourselves ready for the season. But just one box tonight. So good luck, everybody. I can't wait to see what comes out. Whether it's a long-time target, whether it's a brand new monster. You guys are good to me. I'm happy to give back to you guys. So whatever comes out tonight, you guys are the best. So let's do it. We got one tonight, 23 boxes. One Thursday, 22 boxes. That'll get us down to 21 with the reload going in. So the spots are live on eBay. So if you guys want to, start sprinkling some bids, just the placeholder. But, I expect the battles to be coming more, in Saturday and Sunday, especially with the new stuff. We'll see what the big targets are. But, we got some good ones in there still. Let's see what we got tonight. Good luck to everybody. I totally appreciate, love all you guys. We're a giant family here at WAFFLEBOARD Breaks. So let's get going. Let me get my my list up here. Let me get my dice roller, my randomizer. There we go. Okay, let's get going with this. Okay, that center-wise. There we go. 5 or more, of course, on our dice roll. Boxes are here. 1 box run, two box runs. Then we got a 5-box run, and the last 13 are from the most recent reload, all the way up to 49. So there we go. Good luck, everybody. 1 box tonight. Good luck, everybody. Let's do it. 5 or more on our dice roll. See what we got. 7, the most common dice roll. 7 it is. Let's see who's lucky with number 7. 7 times to come up with our box. Good luck, everybody. 1, 23 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the box we're going to open tonight, second to last box before the reload, is going to be box number 33. 33. I believe that's in the reload. 33 it is. 23 boxes, 7 times. 23 boxes, box 33. Yes, I believe the reload starts at 33. So there we go. Box 7 times, box 33. So if we got a reload spot, this is the time. Here we go. Okay. Woo! Woo! Here we go. Let's do it. Disgruntled White Sox fans. I think if you're White Sox have won. Did they win one? I think they won one. They have a championship in the last 20 years. I think they won one. I know the Cubs won one. I think the White Sox have one of theirs too. White Sox, I think back to the mid-'80s White Sox. And, obviously, I remember when they wore shorts. When they had the giant collars, going back to Fisk and Harold Baines and Ron Kittle, Karkovice, like I said, those White Sox. So they go back 2005 they won. Like I said, I remember the White Sox winning, and I remember the Cubs winning theirs. The Cubs, I think Cleveland won theirs. I think Cleveland beat the Braves. But no, the Braves beat Cleveland. That was the only World Series the Braves won. They finally got. Of course, they beat Cleveland, the sappiest team. I think, but all those teams have actually gotten a win over that time since the Jays won 92 and then 93. So we have seen those teams. Obviously, Red Sox finally broke their curse. Obviously the Arizona's got theirs. So we've seen teams win. Obviously, in the Giants, obviously they had some years when they had some great teams. So it's obviously with the Cove. So it's good. Obviously I like when it's spread around a little bit. Obviously you're not going to have the monster. Chet Lemon. Ooh, Chet Lemon. Oscar Yan with the big fro with the Yankees, late 70s, but Chet Lemon. Yeah, Chet Lemon, I believe, wore the shorts. I think Harold Baines, I think, wore the shorts. Yeah, those are the short wearing years. So, Kittle. Oh God, short wearing the big collars. That was the 80s. What were they thinking? Like, I don't know. They're just behind the times in Chicago. They figured, oh yeah, let's do that. So that's what are you gonna do? So that was it. Carlton Fisk wearing the shorts. So yeah, it was a good time. Ralph Garr, like I said, it was definitely a time. So let me see. Box 33. Let me get my internal bookkeeping here. Box 33. There it is. Box 33. Okay. Good luck to everybody. Where's my list? Let's see. We got a pretty good crowd. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, almost everybody is present with the reload. Box 33 it is. Let's get this in there. I kept the box in order. I got the oldest 5 on the left, and then of course I got the 18. We're in the middle, the 5 and the 13. So here we are. So now down to 5 and 12. We have the oldest 5. So obviously after this, we'll have to short them around a little bit before we get the reload in. So here we go. Oh yeah. Chet Lemon was a neighbor. Very good. Chet Lemon. Those are legendary players. Box 33. Box 33 it is. Here's my list. It's going to be fun. Let me see what we got. Box 33. And I have absolutely zero clue what's in these boxes. No clue especially on our reload. 13. I think we have 16 went in. I don't think 17. I think it was 16. So down to 12. So good luck, everybody. Let's see. Oh, he said I passed. Yeah, very sorry to hear that Chet Lemon has left us. Yeah, some of the Jays start to pass. I'm happy. Buck Martinez battled some health issues. It's nice to hear him back in the booth. Obviously long time Jays catcher. We wish him well. Obviously when they start to drop off the Jays, from some of the older ones, obviously from the early years. But they've been lucky. They've a lot of them are still with us. So especially those when they really got good, like the early to mid 80s. Obviously, the Tigers were dominating 84. Then the Jays won at least 85, and then they had the 87. They were good, and then they had a couple down years, and then came back strong with the back-to-back series. So that era of Jays, we still have a lot of them with us, but obviously you're going to start losing them little by little. Very good. Let's do it. Here we go. Box 33. What are you going to show us? Oh, monster! Box 33 is Gordie Howe. There it is. We talk about a monster. Gordie Howe. This is a custom, but this is back when they made very nice customs. These customs are on par with the current Fanatics. Gordie Howe, like you said, this obviously is a framework COA on that. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey. This is from several years before he even passed. His penmanship was actually somewhat decent, nicer than the one I have in my PC. Actually, it's black Sharpie on the white custom. There it is, very very nice. The monsters come out to play. Woo! Very very nice. Like I said, this is back when they cared about customs. Actually has I said very similar to Fanatics. It's a solid piece with Detroit logo on the front, custom jersey, but it's an absolute beautiful Gordie Howe. Saw that, I had to grab it. Here we go. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, one of the greatest of all time. We have 3 players with over 800 goals in the NHL. Gordie now Gretzky, and the all-time goal scorer, Alex Ovechkin. So there we go. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, monster hit. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And that is Larry V. Larry V's been on fire. Boom time. He's hit some big jerseys. He had a Mac over at Big Al's in his East Coast box, and then boom, Gordie Howe here at WAFFLEBOARD Breaks. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous Gordie Howe. Like I said, it's as pretty as you're going to find for Gordie Howe. So it's like I said, it's his penmanship really in the last couple of years got really shoddy, but he was signing almost to the day he passed, unfortunately. But it was very nice. Like I said, this is a custom, so obviously it's got it dated. I mean, obviously you can see, this has been around. It's probably, he died almost 10 years ago. So this is, 15, probably 20, almost 20 years he was signing, and that's nice customs. So, I mean, it's that's a real nice job one. So there we go. Congratulations, Larry V. The monster comes out tonight. Congratulations. Sorry, of course, for everybody that did not hit. There we go. The odds were 1 in 23, and Gordie Howe comes out to play. There it is. No nameplate. Obviously, I mean, even like on the Red Wings customs, just the white letters stitched onto the red jersey. So that's, that was the way they made them, back in the when Gordie was still signing. Just absolutely beautiful. I mean, this kind of jersey, it's, they're perfect for framing up, obviously, obviously from time, and obviously it's almost, kind of hasn't been washed, but obviously clearly, from time, just sitting it against it, it started to bleed a little bit, but the white 9 is beautiful. The black Sharpie Sig is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. So there we go. Congratulations. Yeah, thanks all around. That's one you got to chase. You work hard for that one. You've taken it here. You grabbed it at eBay. Like I said, that's one that rewarding, when you finally hit, when you have a target like that. I know you have a couple of the big targets. So it's really nice to see that come out. Like I said, 1 in 22 chance. Another monster coming on Thursday. Like I said, that's, I give back to you guys. I make these jerseys available, and the randomizer decides, who's going to hit. So there's no rhyme or reason. There's no lean, for or against. But, like I said, I'm always happy when, people are rewarded for, sticking with their guns on the big ones. So congratulations. Yes, you're very welcome, Larry. I'm really happy to see that. Like I said, I hate to see it go, but I'm really happy to see it, especially when you guys have targets that you dedicate yourself to. And, that's just an absolute beautiful jersey. So there we go. Like I said, it's if you frame it up, I know it'll look fantastic, even if you just keep it as part of your PC. Like I said, it's, I almost never do customs. I've only had a couple over the, 498 boxes, but I thought the Gordie Howe deserved it. It's just a beautiful jersey. And obviously, your licensed jerseys, I mean, you're paying, 2 or 3 times sometimes, what you're going to pay for that. So it's I mean, you don't see them. Like, you just don't see them. So when you give a chance to see one and you feel comfortable with the ink, it was worth it for me to grab. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time and snag that. So pass it on to you guys. That's what I'm always willing to do. They said, yeah, put it next to McJesus. Like I said, Gordie Howe, I still have ahead of McJesus, but like I said, they're two. Obviously, McDavid is done. I don't know if he'll get to Gordie Howe's numbers, but 801 goals. I don't think McDavid will come close to that. He's more of a point guy. He's basically, I think he scored 30 goals this year, 24 goals, 33 year before. So he did have the 1 year where he had like 48, but he's not going to be that type of goal scorer. Gordie did everything. He said, we know, obviously the Gordie Howe hat trick was kind of like a misnomer. I think he only had like 1 or 2 in his entire career, but a fight, assist, a goal. And Gordie Howe's a legend, Mr. Hockey. He signed his name like that forever, especially towards the end. And it's just a beautiful thing. So congratulations. Thank you very much, everybody, for involving yourself. It's just proof positive. Those jerseys are in there just waiting to be hit. So we have 13 more from the last reload, or 12 more from the last reload. Some big names still in there to hit. But I said, we'll get ready for Thursday. 1 in 22 odds. Nothing prevents the monsters from coming out Thursday. So get ready to hit your spots. Thank you very much, everybody. I will see you back here Thursday night. Enjoy. I will talk to you then. Waffle Board Breaks is out.